Welcome to Financial Investing Radio, where you'll learn the secrets for consistent, high-probability returns in the financial markets for additional income to change your life. Grant applies consistent, high-probability trading systems for the financial markets. He's only recently started sharing these tried and true market secrets. As a gift to listeners, Grant is offering his roadmap to high-probability financial control. Go to financialinvestingradio.com and download yours today. Now, here's your host and trading veteran, Grant Larson.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Grant Larson. Thank you for joining me today. So as part of our journey in helping our children to develop a healthy relationship with money, my wife and I determined to give them opportunities to earn money in our home before they were ever able to work outside of the home. Now, I'm going to share one such approach that we did to help them learn how to plan, budget, hire, invoice, pay others, and even pay themselves. Now, I call it the yard manager. So each child has taken turns being the yard manager. They're given a budget for expenses like gas for the mower, fertilizer, and also a list of chores and tasks that need to be done. Now, each task has a monetary value, such as pulling weeds would be worth, say, $4 for a certain part of the yard. And the idea is that the yard manager can hire their siblings or others to do the work. They need to sell them on the task and also on the pay that's associated with it. Or if the yard manager wanted all the money, then he or she could, of course, do it all themselves. Now, if we needed to remind the yard manager more than once to get the work completed, then there'd be no pay. Now, some weeks when the child who was in the role of the yard manager needed more money, it was done by them. And of course, on other weeks, they would hire out parts that they didn't want to do. Now, almost everyone has hired out weeding. They all hated weeding. And in some cases, there were times where they would adjust the pay. So they'd take money out of that had been allocated for other tasks, take money out of that, and they'd pay a higher rate to do weeding. In other words, they would say they would mow the lawn. They would themselves take less money for the lawn. They would put more money over onto weeding. Now, there's one other stipulation that was critical, and that was invoicing. Now, the yard manager had to send us an invoice outlining the work that was done and the amount for the tasks. Now, as parents, we would inspect the quality to ensure it was sufficient. But I want to point out that this process focuses more on building young people than it does getting a perfect yard. In fact, before I started doing it, the yard looked better actually, but that wasn't our objective. Our objective was to develop the young people. Now, of course, it still had to achieve, a certain level of quality, but what was important was for them to learn these lessons. Now, there were times where the invoice did not come, and so those who had been hired were not getting paid. So the hirelings, namely their siblings, provided sufficient pressure to cause the invoices to get created. Now, there are many weeks where the yard manager had done all the work but did not send an invoice, and they learned the value of timely invoicing. Now, at first, each child did not want to be the yard manager, but as the lessons were internalized and as they matured, they have all commented on this impact, meaning the impact that they had on their lives, or that this had on their lives, in terms of helping them to develop a healthy relationship with money. And in fact, at one point, as they were then preparing to get their first jobs outside of the home, they were able to declare, hey, I was a yard manager, and I did invoicing, and I hired people, and I paid them, and I inspected the quality of it. And these were great responsibilities that give them the opportunity to develop and mature, both in the terms of their work ethic as well as in terms of their relationship with money. Now, these kinds of systems help each of us to have a healthy relationship with money. And that's critical that we have that proper relationship with it. Now, we've developed systems like these and other systems, both in our family and with others, to teach children about finances. So take a look at your own systems, things that you can do to help the children or young people or even others in your life to help them have and develop a healthy relationship with money. Hey, thanks for joining. My name's Grant Larson. Until next time, give your children financial responsibilities.
Thank you for joining Grant on Financial Investing Radio. Remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Don't forget to download your free roadmap to high probability financial control before you make an investment decision. Visit financialinvestingradio.com now.